I'm loving it. The weather is good, the vibe is good. It's classic Glastonbury, really. I always love it here. Well, it is pretty unique, really. It was the first festival I ever went to, and I got quite a skewed idea of what festivals were like. And then I went to some other ones and realised that actually this is really unusually special. The size of it, the natural energy. I hesitate to use any of these words in any other context or at any other time, but there is something about this place and the gathering of people in this area, and music, of course, as well. It's the big one. It is the greatest party on earth. It is the biggest show there is, I think. Depending on what your slot is and all that, but it's always good. I was walking around with my girlfriend earlier and I said, I think it's possible for everyone to have a good Glastonbury show because there are so many stages, but there are so many people, and unless there are any like really, really serious clashes, you're always gonna have a crowd, and they're always gonna be up for it. People really throw themselves into it all. It's never disappointed us in the 5 times that we've played here. It's always been amazing. And 2 years ago was such a pair of the best shows we've ever experienced, really. And that was mostly down to the love we felt from the audience more than us playing well. It's never to do with playing well. Playing well is only a quarter of the job. If you get the energy exchange right between you and the people in front of you, then that's what makes a good gig. We'd wanted to work with him for literally 10 years, well, since before we formed the band, really. We were aware of his work and wanted to work with him, and we finally managed to snag him, partly because the diaries worked and because I think we'd kind of written ourselves an interesting enough story for him to want to get involved with it at that stage, and it was perfect for us, really. Also because of his dual sensibilities of being like from the electronic underground but also like a rock producer, and he's done a lot of pop stuff as well, so he's really, really able and really flexible, and he doesn't really see, as we don't, huge boundaries between the genres, so he was able to kind of cope with the twists and turns of the songs very, very well, and also to streamline things, really, so they didn't seem too disjunct, and we worked really, really quickly, and we were pretty relaxed about it, which is unusual for us because we stew over things for ages and ages normally. This was the breeziest record for us to make easily. Well, I don't know. I think just what we'd established over the course of 3 albums, the story of the band so far, I think. And our last album was quite a left turn, really, in terms of its style and its popularity, and I think that enticed him. He thinks like a drummer, funnily enough. He thinks from the ground up in that way. So he works really, really, really hard on the rhythm tracks, which we all appreciated. And then he also kind of thinks like a DJ. He's always got the economics of the dance floor in his mind as well. So he can do things at the top end like that as well. And he was able to work 15-hour days without it seeming very onerous. He just that very calm, relaxed nature, which we all kind of absorbed, so it didn't get too fractious. We felt that last time round we'd applied particular high ideals to how we were going to approach the record, and we like last time we didn't want to have any kind of tender moments. We wanted it to all be really hard and fast, and to be an album that worked 100% in the live arena as well as on your headphones. And this time we were a bit more relaxed about those confines because we've done that now, and we were able to just do what felt right and not say we shouldn't do that because that follows this rule or whatever. So there weren't as many high ideals, really. We just followed our instincts, and we were much more trusting of ourselves and each other, and we didn't have that crisis of confidence that producers get to heaven. It was much more, we were a bit more confident about the whole thing from the word go, and just better prepared. Every time we make a record, we're more aware of the timeline involved, and we try to get a head start, because we were writing on the road a little bit as well, which is a rare opportunity. I think it gets harder and harder to present yourself in a new light each time, and we were quite conscious of that, and we've tried to do that. I think the opportunity to do that diminishes every time you put an album out, because it's a lesser percentage of your work every single time. But we did feel a certain it sounds like complacency, but we were more relaxed and confident than we have been, because 4 albums is kind of establishment, isn't it? It's quite mainstream, for want of a better word. We never expected to make 4 albums for a major label, certainly. Very nerve-wracking, because you never know what's going to work and what isn't going to work and how people are going to take to it. And we played 3 new songs at our secret show last night, and they all seem to go down well enough. I think you're asking a lot of people, especially in a festival setting, to listen to music they've never heard. And so we've been quite well treated, considering. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to having the album out and having people get to know the songs, and then touring again off the back of that, because that's like a secondary stage. This is the first bit where we know the songs but you don't, and we play them to you, but now you will know the songs and we'll know the songs as well, and then everybody gets to share it, and that's a whole other magic relationship that happens later down the line.